There's a what?
Okay.
For a while, for the foreseeable.
Okay, is she on the docket?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I believe my client has a warrant as well as he's here. So, the base is here as well. Yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up.
Thank you.
Everyone, make sure your phones are off or either on silent, which I better do that myself. All right, everyone, today is Tuesday. I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, you need to let me know you are here. Stand up when your name is called. If I don't know you're here, then a warrant may be issued for your arrest. In custody, we have Jessica Murillo, Justin Perry, Karen Marino, Trinian Stidham, Mawani Hamasi, thank you, Brandon Sierra, Melissa Vandervinter, thank you, Genevieve Castaneda. I know I'm mispronouncing that. Did I?
No.
Oh, I did it? Oh, and she's not even here to hear it. George Abaye. Joe Pettis, custody. Stevie Ray Stokes. Okay. Jose Pastamata, custody. Jose Lopez, custody. Darwin Gomez, been reset for May 23rd. Jose Lopez, custody. Nathan Bates. Thank you. Marcelo Flores, custody. Gabriel Alamanza Vaquera. Christian Rojas. Jose Cardoza. Renee Roman, custody. Francel Braggs, custody. Angel Bustos. Ronaldo Macias, custody. Michael Reams. Martin Torres. In custody, we have Humberto Caceres, Jose Amador. Alberto Villarreal. In custody, we have Frank Galvan, Robert Ortegan, Jorge Juarez Jimenez, Jennifer Pinelli, Matthew Stevens. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did it backwards. Stephen Matthews. Dwayne Daniels. All right. Is there anyone present and your name was not called? Yes.
There was one added to the recall list, Emily Casillas.
Oh, custody. All right. Anyone else? Your name was not called. What's your name? Here, Sunflower. Or I'm sorry, Daisy. Veronica what? How do you spell the last name? All right. Do you know who your attorney is? That's okay.
Fernando Ramos.
Have you had any contact with him?
Yes.
All right. Do you know your case number?
Yes. It's NM 76161 and NM 76163.
All right. So, Miss, you'll have to wait till your case is indicted unless your attorney specifically asks that you be placed on the docket. You'll know your case has been indicted because the number will begin with the year and the letter CR. So if there's an issue with your bondsman, they can call the court and we'll let them know you appeared. But you're excused. Hey, and if you're off from work today because the court, enjoy the Riverwalk. You're welcome. All right, over here. Patricia Munoz. Do you know who your attorney is? All right, do you know your case number?
2024 CR 2542.
All right, then just have a seat. We'll get with you. Is there anyone else? All right, attorneys, these are the rules of the court, and I'm going to ask you that you please follow the rules I'm about to give you, because then everything will flow so much easier. And then attorneys won't get upset because some attorneys who are not following the rules go to the front of the line. So this will go so much easier if you will just take your file. Criminal trial divisions files are here. Family violence files are here. Just take your file, sit it on their desk, have a seat so they can re-review your file, and then they will call you over. The other thing, let's not do this thing where the prosecutor is talking to an attorney, then other attorneys that's rush in and want to talk to him as well, because guess what? They can only take one person at a time. And I know your client and you want them focused on your arguments as to why a case should be dismissed or why a person should have probation. So it would flow so much easier if we would do that. The other thing, if you have a client who's in custody, yes, they need to be brought out. Just ask the deputy to bring that person out and they will do it. Once you requested that your person be brought out, please do not leave the courtroom, because due to security reasons, they can only have so many inmates in the box. The other thing, if your client wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, yes, we need the interpreter called down. Once you've requested an interpreter, do not leave the courtroom. The reason for that is because there's a limited number of interpreters and they like to bounce in to interpret, and then they're immediately called to another court. So if you leave this court to go somewhere else, then that's being selfish. All right. The other thing, if your client is on probation, if you have worked out an agreement where they're getting probation, talk to the probation officer. She's a very integral part of this system, and you need to talk to her, because guess what? At the end of the day, if your client is on probation, I'm going to want to know from her what their recommendation is. So today is Tuesday. I know we all thought we would be retired. We are not. We got to accept that fact. So everyone, I want you to confer. We have 2 interns up here. Show the interns that you all can follow instructions. So everyone, please confer. So anyway, this week I'm presiding judge. So this is what that means. Officers who have search warrants, they will come in. If a judge is not here and there are documents I need to sign, or somebody wants a warrant signed from their court, they come here. So it gets to be very busy. The other thing about by being presiding, you have impact court available to you. So what does that mean? That means that they will have jury trials from your court. For example, I could try a case here, and then another case is being tried there. So what happens is we end up sending, I think we're allowed to send like maybe 20 cases down there. So we'll send 20 cases down there, and the prosecutors will end up trying them down there. And what I try to do in this court is, if family violence had impact court the last time, I'm sorry, just one moment. This could be about the construction. Hello? Hello? Yes. I'm sorry, what?
The case was with the interpreter, remember that one coming on for?
Yes.
He's gonna get dismissed right now.
Okay.
So,
All right. Once they,
I would tell her, but she's not here, so I'm just.
yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. So then, what I try to do is, if family violence was down there last month, because we have impact court probably about every 3 months or 2 months. It just depends on how the rotation goes. So if I send family violence down there 1 month, then the next time it'll be criminal trial division. So this time the people who are going down there is criminal trial division. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Could I see the file on Hamid, please? Oh, thank you. So anyway, on this case, thank you. They're filing a dismissal, and there are different reasons you can file a dismissal. So on this one, they're saying that evidence is insufficient to go forward, which means that they won't be able to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. And sometimes, you know, when people are looking at cases that they're indicting, it is not their job at that point in time to look whether or not they can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, right? Now, when I was a prosecutor, I would always look to see if I could prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, because otherwise. But I will tell you this, the prosecutors in here, sometimes the cases you get that are indicted, they're not the people who indicted it. Yeah. So they'll see something and it's dropped in their lap. Now, I will tell you the other thing that I would do when I was in the DA's office, because I think it's a teachable moment. I had a rule, sort of like the Chronicles of Riddick, you eat what you kill. So I would tell them, hey, you need to come down and see why this is not provable. Because I found that when you do that, people will remember, you know, you learn a lot from your mistakes. I would learn a lot. And I'd be like, okay, I'll never do that again. I've learned that lesson. Because if you just end up dismissing something, like the person who indicted it or whatever, they won't know. They won't even know that it's been dismissed, because actually they have so many cases. So. All right, Jose Lopez. Good morning.
We're still waiting on the competency evaluation.
Okay, where is he?
He's in custody.
All right, Deputy Laura. Deputy Laura, do you have Jose Roberto Lopez?
He's downstairs, Your Honor.
All right, can you bring him up?
Just give it a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
All right, Stevie Stokes. Stevie Stokes? All right, oh, just have a seat. So anyway, you've been taken into custody. We'll wait for your attorney to come, all right? So sometimes you have people who are listed as fugitives. That one or two ways that can happen. One, their case was indicted. They didn't know it was indicted and they've never shown up. Sometimes they don't know a case has been indicted. Sometimes a case is indicted at large, which means the person was not arrested at the scene. So for example, let's say you're charged with
Getting a
I don't know,
bargain deadline as well.
burglary of a
as
habitation
Touching on an affidavit.
or some other felony. And you leave the scene, right? And the police officers come and you've already left the scene. But they feel like they have all the information they need to send it to the DA's office for them to review it and make a decision on whether they indict it. Well, when the DA indicts it, you're just walking around, la, 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 you know, either you committed a burglary or you didn't. Let's say you feel like, oh, I didn't commit a burglary. I just went over there to pick up my clothes. I used to live here or whatever. And then the next thing you know, maybe you are at a grocery store,
I doubt.
or maybe you come to court and you're coming to testify for somebody.
Yeah.
And nobody subpoenaed you to be here or anything. You just show up.
That's my bad. 'cause I
And then
drafted
somebody
it.
ends up running your system.
We'll redo it.
You know,
Don't worry
the
about it.
system like,
I'll
hey,
call my office and take care of that.
you got a warrant. But what I can tell you
No, I
about
understand. No, I.
coming to testify, if you have a warrant, you can actually come and testify and leave.
I think she's doing it over my cuts.
Because, you know, maybe you're under subpoena or whatever. On the civil side, you would have cases where people would come to testify
Changed it.
and then they would want to arrest them in the court. And I would pull out the code section. I'm like, no, you can't do that. But yeah, so it just really depends. So a couple of people were taken into custody today who I know didn't think they were gonna be taken into custody. It's him and it's another person. And the thing about it is, when you're taken into custody, it does you no good to scream at the world, because then you may end up picking up another case if you get into a confrontation with the deputies. So he's in the box, he's upset, it's like, why I'm in custody, and I'm just trying to keep everybody calm. Your attorney will be here and we'll see what's going on, so. All right, so Melissa Vandeventer. Melissa Vandeventer,
She's come, she has like a leg.
okay. And then a lot of times when people, we have compliance hearings. So I schedule compliance hearings for people who are on probation. Because sometimes the people who are on probation, they're young and they still act as though they're in high school. But I try to tell them, this is serious, this is a felony. So sometimes they get off track on their probation.
But you're right.
And then sometimes you have older people who get off track on their probation. And I try to get them to come in so I can get their attention and remind them, you're looking at 20 years, you're looking at life, you're looking at this, you better get it in order. All right, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. You always do, though. All right, where are we on this case?
We get an offer to them today, Judge.
Okay. Okay, so offer has been tendered. And I'm gonna give you a plea deadline date. All right, I'm gonna set this for a plea on June 11th. All right, so I'm gonna give you a reset form. Once I give you the reset form, you will be excused. Just sign it.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Just one other matter, she has a monitor on right now, she's scram. And she has, this is the situation where she was at the interlock station and fell down and shattered her ankle. And so she can't put any weight on that ankle. And we were wondering if we could exchange the scram for the in-home device for as many times you need her tested a day. Because she's gonna start physical therapy hopefully this week. And she can't have that, the ankle brace monitor for the scram is gonna interfere with the physical therapy.
Thank you. You are so kind.
And
State,
she's also gonna be taking, she's also got a prescription for naproxen, naproxen, which is basically a new variation on Antabuse.
all right, you said a variation on what?
Variation of Antabuse.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a newer version of better, whatever, less side effects.
All right, so is she still in inpatient treatment or no?
She was released on the 16th and she's now in partial hospital care 5 days a week. Plus she has additional counseling on the side once a week. That's for the next 4 weeks. It started yesterday. And then she has intensive outpatient to follow that, Judge.
All right, State, how do you feel about removal?
As long as there is a at-home device and also
All right, everyone, please whisper. Yes.
Judge, and also an affidavit of non-driving.
All right, so they tendered to the court an affidavit of non-driving. So this is what's going to end up happening. I'll order the removal of the ignition interlock because you're not able to drive and because you turn in an affidavit of non-driving. If it's discovered that you're driving, that's going to be an issue. You understand?
And
All right. All right, once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Judge, we also have the order switching Scram to.
Yes, I did it.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
thank you.
And you have the reset form?
Yeah, we're gonna get it done.
All right, thank you.
Logistically. I know. It's not about- I know.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Hi,
How you doing?
how are you doing? You too? Oh my God, you change every time I see you. So what are you up to?
Just a case, having to talk to them. Nothing. Nothing already.
All right, so he was a prosecutor here and he was also a prosecutor in Puerto Rico. I need to get to Puerto Rico.
They have a whole different breed of blackjack there.
Okay.
How was your vacation, Judge?
Oh, well, it was great. I got a chance to see mom, of course, and then take her to some appointments she had. So everything went well with her appointment. So I'm like, yay.
She's good.
Yes. So she's doing well. How's the family? How's life?
She's good. Actually, we went to Puerto Rico in June.
Oh, wow.
2 weeks over there. With family, haven't been there for 2 or 3 years. And I'm bringing my mom for the first time in the States.
Oh, that is so awesome.
They will be all the way to July or something, and my sister will come in July and bring it up back. For the-
Okay, well, you'll have to have them stop by. Maybe we can do lunch or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, you too? It's so great. Have a good one. Alberto Villarreal. Alberto Villarreal.
Thank you, Judge.
Hi, you're welcome. All right, who's here on Alberto Villarreal? Where's Alberto Villarreal?
I haven't spoken to him since I was appointed to fresh.
Okay,
Talk to him.
all right. All right, just give me a moment. Let me get a court reporter here.
I mean, I am not again.
Hi, I need a court reporter. No. There's no one here. All right, thank you. Okay, bye-bye. All right, just give us a moment. A court reporter is coming up. All right, thank you. So attorneys, we have 2 interns who are here. They are still in the shy stage, although James, you should no longer be in the shy stage. Yeah, so they're gonna step down, move about, talk to them, tell them how great this is, tell them how it's like on television and everybody's making millions of dollars. And we're just doing this. So if you step down, those are the prosecutors here, and everyone else is defense attorney, and that's probation there. So just go mingle. Don't be shy. Yeah, and ask whatever questions you want to ask. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's. You have a friend at final junior. Morning. 24. 4457.
You should have said something. References to the other one. So you should just.
Two different.
Jennifer?
She stepped out.
Well, I just want to tie.
Okay.
From the calls and have 5 calls.
And can you look at Albert Villarreal? Is he a PR bond, a commercial bond?
That's the underlying. So.
Okay. Oh, sure.
What's going on? Again, this is what I have.
have this report.
Hello? Yes. All right. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
I'll email it over.
Judge, they brought my client up.
All right. Norma, I need the status on the competency now for Jose Lopez.
Oh, okay.
All right, Jose Lopez.
So for the other one, the fourth, or, everything.
That's one. Yeah. Everyone. And I'm on the SB one of them. Now I'm getting old.
We all,
This is not.
hey, we're all aging. My mom always says that people complain about Mother Nature, but she's like, really, Father Time is the person everyone should be upset with. All right, so they're just checking to see where we are on the competency. Mr. Lopez, has someone come to speak to you, a doctor?
I'll get with them. I'll call Angela.
All right, I'm gonna give a reset and we're gonna come back and make sure that he's been scheduled. I don't know why that hasn't been done.
I thought I did. I can't remember because we were here last time and then you got a hold of Angela to set it up. So if we need a motion, I'll get one filed today. All right. Yeah, I'll email it to you directly then. Okay, it's an e-filing and send it to you? Or e-file and send it to you. Got it.
All right, so Norma, recall this for June 11th. Yes. All right, we're gonna bring you back on June 11th.
All right, thank you, Judge. Big excuse.
Yes.
Right behind you.
I don't see an mention of another council, but I'll still ask for it.
Yes.
That's exact. Oh, exact. Okay. 50 or 70.
No.
Christian Rojas. All right, thank you. Alberto Villarreal. Alberto Villarreal. Dwayne Daniels.
He did it in.
All right, thank you. And I need y'all to pull the file on Patricia Munoz if it's not been pulled. Her case number is 2024 CR 2942. Oh, it's, oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Well, it's not on the document.
Oh, okay, we're not ready, thank you. Karen Marino. Karen Grace Marino.
You want to renew your voucher?
Might be Brady. Just be aware.
All right, if I can see Dwayne Daniels.
Judge, this is the compliance hearing.
Yes. Yes, come forward. All right, so there's an issue. Do you know what the issue is?
Yes.
All right, so here's my question for you. This is the thing. I understand when people have other things that they need to do, that they want to do. But I always tell people, you're on probation, period. I understand that people may have employment, but you're on probation.
Judge, we have an update.
All right, because I'm about to,
Understand. Mr. Daniels reported to me this morning that he's already re-enrolled into his
Yep.
EIT classes. He actually restarts the class tomorrow. He explained to me that he recently took in a 16 and 17-year-old. And that had been just some time to readjust the living situation. So he understands the importance of getting the class done. He understands that he does have 320 community service hours to be complete. There have been no other compliance issues. All of his UAs have been negative. The TAP evaluation did not indicate that there were any other issues that needed to be taken care of, Judge.
all right, did you pick up the phone and call your probation officer and say, hey, I just took in a 16 and 17-year-old?
Well, I took in a 17 first
Okay.
17, and then I just recently taken in his mom put him out too. So yes, she is aware.
No, I mean, when you could not do your BIP classes, because this is the second time.
Yes, ma'am. It's really due to payment, ma'am. It wasn't due. It was due to the children. Of course, I have to take care of them and house and life. But it was due to the payment, and they released me to non-payment, even though I completed 4 months of the course. So it was due to the 75 payment and they released me. And yes, my probation officer does know, and she does have all the paperwork stating that I re-enrolled back in the class again.
All right, so he completed 4 months of classes and then was released due to non-payment? So why does he have to start over? Why can't he start at the 5-month mark?
That's outside vendor judge.
All right, state. Family violence. Did you already pay them again to start?
Yeah, I have my receipt on my
How
email.
much did you pay them?
It's a $30 fee just to restart.
All right, so this is what's going on. I don't understand this. Maybe people can help me understand. Maybe we can come up with a new creative thing to do here. He was in that course for 4 months. How many classes did you take in that 4 months?
It's a 6-month period. It's every week, almost 4 months. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. So he ended up being removed from the class because he could not pay. And he put 4 months of classes in. So if they would just start him where he left off, he would only have 2 months to do. But now they're saying they want him to start all over. So here's my question for all concerned. One, is there another class he can take that's similar to the BIPP? And maybe that will be quicker, because it doesn't make any sense to me that you're put out of class. I can see if you put out of class because you're not showing up, you're not doing assignments, but to be released from the class for non-payment, and then you have to come back and start over.
So I guess like the step down would be anger management. It might be shorter, might be cheaper. I'm just not sure entirely.
And the money is non-refundable.
I'm sorry, what?
And the money, of course, is non-refundable if you have to start everything's completely all over.
Yeah.
So any alternative anger management, just an anger management course?
I don't know, is there an intensive anger management course? Because the reason why I put him in BIPP is because of
Yeah.
churches, yeah.
Judge, there is an anger management course, and then there is also a family violence live panel,
Oh. Yeah, and how much is the family violence?
$30.
All right, and how long is that?
It's a live panel, so it will be something like a victim impact panel.
So it'd be like 1 day.
Yes.
All right, so you will have lost your $30 probably. But this would probably be better for you since you have the time constraints. And I don't understand, it's not like college where you're out because you didn't pay and then you have to start the class over, but. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna option them in conditions. I'm gonna order parenting classes, and once you complete the parenting classes, your community service hours will be completed.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And then, we're gonna do the, live domestic violence panel.
So do not, sorry, can I speak? So do not, finish with the bill.
No, and I honestly, I think the live victim impact panel will be better and more impactful anyway. Well, let me not say that. I don't want to, everybody's class is great. But I think because you've already started, and I know BIPP is a great course, so I don't want to disparage them in any way. But I do think having the live domestic violence panel will help you internalize more about your actions, the consequences of your action, and how it impacts not just the complainant in the case, but the children, family members, and everything else. So, and I'm only doing this because I understand your time constraints with your children. And I understand the financial situation, but since you've already done 4 months of BIPP and they only dropped you for failure to pay, now I think you're ready for the live victim impact with domestic violence. So we'll do that. And I'll change to, I'm gonna add parenting classes though, because that'll address that as well. And that'll probably help you with teenagers. And then he can complete that instead of the community service hours.
Will that be virtual The line,
Probation will speak to you about that.
okay, I'm just trying to work around the jobs and the children.
So the 16-year-old and 17, oh, thank you. Yeah. Hi, thanks. So the 16-year-old and 17-year-old, are these boys?
Yes, I have all boys.
Yeah.
So
16-year-olds.
here's the thing. You've got to set an example for them, you understand? So work on your anger issues. Are you currently in a relationship now?
No.
All right, so your main focus needs to be your children, and your main focus needs to be this probation, you understand? All right, is there anything else you need from the court?
I think you blessed me enough.
All right, okay, is that a good thing?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Have a seat where you were sitting.
May I approach judge whenever you get a chance?
Yes, just a moment. And then we're gonna take up, where's that other attorney? Just give us a second.
Prosecutor disappeared.
All right, so the attorney here on the Villarreal, Alberto Villarreal. Martin Torres.
I'm president prosecutor.
Not here, no.
Oh, there's another prosecutor here.
Well, I don't think she's got his notes.
Sure, we can,
But-
I'll talk.
Okay. All right, Martin Torres.
Want him? Come forward?
Yes. And I'll let you know when we're on the record. All right, what is happening with this case?
Well, Judge, I think counsel had just recently been appointed at the last setting, so we wanted time to look over things. There is a wealth of discovery that we need to be turning over to them. At least 5 other related reports were made. We have the main report, SB 111, phone calls and everything for the case at hand. But in the detective supplement, there's about 5 reports with complementary discovery that we need to get to defense from.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this on June 25th? That's the last day for discovery. Yes, where are you gonna be?
I will be in Maine at that point. I'm leaving, my, time off starts June 17th. I'll be gone until early August because I have family having surgery.
All right, so let's recall this for June 10th. Will you have it or no?
I will say, Judge, I will request it by today.
Okay,
And then I want to also let the court know that defense and I are on the same page. There was a mention of CPS records. I don't believe they're relevant to the case here in any way, but they were mentioned. So even if we don't get them, I don't think it really has any bearing on an offer we could make to defense, Judge.
all right. So do you think you'll have that for him? to
I
make
think
an
I'll
offer?
have the first 5 reports, Your Honor, but I don't believe I'll have the CPS by that.
All right, and the CPS records, this assault family second, is it involving a child? Well, it can't really be involving a child. Is this an adult?
It is an adult,
Yes.
which is why we're both a little.
Wondering, yes.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Were there other alleged to be children in the house when this is alleged to have occurred?
No, it's.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
All
Not
right.
minor children.
so I tell you what, because I don't want to push up on your schedule, because I know people have to pack.
Yeah.
Let's recall it then for June 11th. June 11th?
And I will request that by today, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson. On Torres, June 11th, Martin Torres.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, thank you.
Great seeing you today.
Hi, good morning. Judge,
All right, we got to pull the file.
It's not here, that's it.
I would have.
Why is it not here?
It's just one that, since I was gonna be out of town leaving Thursday, that we called it today, moved it up, but it just didn't make it and.
All right, can I get the court file?
Sure. Night mag, it's a night mag case then.
Oh, that's that file?
Yeah.
All right, what is he charged with?
Ag assault deadly weapon.
That needs to be a reason.
Maybe it's been indicted, but I have it as NM 741267.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna confirm my other seat. So I can put that now, I guess.
Yeah. Better go.
Can I get the file on Nathan Bates, please? Yes.
Hello, so where's Mr. Bates?
Mr. Bates is currently in the back cell, Your Honor. He had a warrant to, I guess, not checking with pretrial services.
Mhm.
He came in here voluntarily. He was on time, dressed appropriately. I did notify him that he did have a warrant.
Mhm.
He did freak out a little bit. So he is back there, Judge, cooling off a bit.
Okay.
I know that his officer is Officer Angelica Sosa. And he already grew out from him, but he has been having good contact with me in my office. And I know that last time he was here, he showed me good documentation that he's seen the Center for Healthcare Services in terms of making his appointments for that special needs unit bond.
Okay, all right, once he cools off and they bring him out, we can.
Okay, great, Your Honor. So he won't be taking it away until we at least speak on this matter, correct? Is that
Sure.
great? All right, thank you, Judge.
Sure, no problem.
Yes, sir. Frank?
Okay, Luis, Juarez.
He's in custody.
Oh, that's easy.
Mario Kellum. Mario Kellum.
That's Anthony Control. We just.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Sure.
Christian Rojas, we just received an offer today. The one that's called the time.
Oh, have them pull the phone and then I'll call it up.
Christian Rojas.
That's the one. Second.
Yes.
Christian Rojas. Come forward. He's not a Spanish speaker, right?
Yes, please.
Oh, you need to have an interpreter brought down.
Yes.
Just have him have a seat. No, wait, we can call an interpreter.
I don't. Perfect.
Okay.
Well, I'll be honest, like 3 or 4, I'll remember that. But if I can get her. Okay. Regardless of. Regardless of. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Norma. 2019 CR 4331 W. Yeah. Jessica Medina. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. And also, can you put Ms. Munoz up there?
Family violence? Yes. I don't know if these are your cases or if they are criminal trauma division. All right, Patricia Munoz.
Yep.
All right, what is happening with this case?
Judge.
I say, we've made an offer, they've rejected and asked for it.
All right, how old are you?
29.
All right, do you need time to think about this offer or are you requesting a jury trial?
I'm requesting a jury.
All right, your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not consider any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
Only a few days, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date for Patricia Munoz. It's family violence and it's probably 2 days. All right, your jury trial date is June 4th.
Okay.
All right, once you have the reset form and you sign it, you're excused.
That's what I'm thinking.
You're welcome. Mario Pelham,
Yes, ma'am.
when are you going to be back? I know you said you were gonna be out.
You wanna just set that on June 4th, since I'm gonna be here?
No, because, I mean,
I will be back Monday of next week.
okay. All right, Norma, set this on, May 28th, and then what we'll do, council, is when we come back, just remind me and I'll set it if we need to set it on the same date as the other case.
Okay, thank you.
Norma, tell them, May 28th.
I just need the file.
Do I sign for reset?
You got to just give us one moment.
No problem.
Let me take up the interpreter first, then I'll take up the next. What's your client's name?
Alberto Villarreal.
Oh.
Thank you.
All right, Christian Rojas. Hi, good morning. All right. So was an offer tender?
Yes, sir. Good morning again.
Good morning.
Attorney Miguel Soto Pastrana. For the defendant, we received an offer today. We would like to discuss it at time. We also need to receive also
All right, everyone whisper.
a few comments that we need to look, but we received a lot of.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, is your client a citizen?
It's in the process, but no, not yet.
All right, are you gonna handle the immigration consequences?
I need to also address that in our in-house counsel.
Okay. All right, then, so what we'll do is, how old are you, sir?
Your Honor, interpreter needs repetition.
Oh, how old are you, sir?
30.
All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna recall this for a plea deadline date. That will give you a time to speak with your immigration attorney. We're gonna call it for June 25th.
Just shall be out on vacation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
When is
it's
your
just-
vacation?
And we said something for July.
Okay, what's your vacation time?
I'll be out from the 8th all the way to the 21st. I should be here the week of the 25th.
Wait a minute, the week of the 25th?
Of June, 25th, 25th.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah, and then I go back to vacation on the 9th and come back on the 16th of July.
all right, so are you okay with me setting it for June 25th or no?
It could be kind of, because I'll be out and I need to do a test with the immigration consultant.
All right, June 27th?
June 27th, it will be good.
Okay. All right, so we'll set it for June 27th. Norma Rojas Christian is June 27th.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Mr. Rojas, we have an issue though. Let me just tell you what the issue is. You keep arriving to court late. Court is at 9 a.m. If you're late again and you have no excuse, good excuse for being late, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be placed in the box and we're going to be hearing whether or not I should revoke your bond. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because this is the second time. You know, you need to be in court at 9 a.m. You understand?
Yes,
All right.
I understand.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And counsel, your client?
Alberto Villarreal.
All right, I need a prosecutor. We're gonna go on the record. And this is a PR bond. Court is calling 2024 CR 3605, State of Texas versus Alberto Villarreal. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, ahead, Your Honor.
Defense?
Brad Thornton for defense.
All right, this hearing is scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:07 a.m. Your client has not appeared. Have you had contact with your client?
I'm not here.
And do you have any idea where your client is?
Your Honor. He's been appointed since February of last year. Attempted to contact him anyway, so I've had no contact.
All right, state?
Judge Rest, the judge's warrant.
Yes. All right, the court is gonna issue a judge's warrant. Remand your client without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. All right, thank you.
Your Honor, can I ask one other consideration from the court? I was appointed to this in February last year and withdrew from the wheel in August of last year. You picked up a new case in February where a new attorney was appointed. Perhaps it would be easier for one attorney to handle.
Oh, who's the other attorney who's been appointed for you?
Could look that up. I had it on phone.
And we can go off the record and state you may continue to confer. And that's a judge's warrant. Norma, on,
David Quinn.
all right. Can you, take him, he's no longer on the wheel. Can you replace him with, the attorney who's currently on the new case? All right, that will be done. You're welcome. Have a great day. Nathan Bates. Are you already on Bates or no? I don't think he was brought out. He was the one.
No, he's in the back.
Okay.
Judge. I don't know where the attorney went.
All right.
What's up, Ruby Minutes?
Okay. All right, Brendan Sierra. Hi. Good morning. Oh, have you had a chance to review the state's motion? For continuance?
I have, Your Honor.
Are you gonna have
Yes,
any? Yes. Are you gonna have any objections? They're saying the complainant has activities for graduation for high school.
Yes, Your Honor, due to that, and I understand completely, I wouldn't want her to miss any of that. We do not oppose the motion.
Okay, all right, so this is what we need to do. We need to set this for trial and it needs to be completed when we set it. Because this is an old case, you all know I don't like old cases just
Yes, Judge.
sitting around marinating. So. We're
We've
gonna go
talked
on the
about some
record.
dates, Judge.
Court is calling 2022 CR 1442, State of Texas versus Brendan Sierra. That parties announced for the record for the state.
Zach Dunn for the state, Your Honor.
Defense,
Sylvia Cavazos for the defense.
are you Mr. Sierra?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record, we discussed that the state filed a motion, first motion for continuance and a first amended motion for continuance. They are asking for a continuance due to the complainant's graduation schedule. And defense, you stated you had no objection,
That's correct, Judge.
so it will be granted. All right, how long do y'all think this trial will last?
I think maybe 2 days, Your Honor, is my best guess, unless council has other thoughts, but I'm thinking outside of Fort Dyer, a 2-day trial.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, this is family violence, and we're off the record. This is family violence. I need a trial date and it needs to, you need to make sure that it goes.
And Nora, if it's of any value, we have a little chart here that council and I have been working on. If it is possible or potential that we would be able to pick late in the afternoon, maybe 1:30 to 2 o'clock on the 4th of June. That is one potential of 3 potential weeks that council and I have discussed, if that's helpful.
Okay. All right, what date?
That June 4th, Your Honor.
All right,
And I wanted to just let the court know, I have, it would have to be a late afternoon because I have a 10 o'clock sentencing in Del Rio with Judge Chief Moses. I can't predict how long that'll be, but assuming being able to leave at, let's say 11, giving us an hour, sometimes I should do it start on. So, that will put me here at 2 o'clock.
okay, let me look at the calendar just one moment.
And we have 2 other dates too. So,
All right, so June 4th would have to be late for you.
yes, Judge.
Let me ask you this. Yes, that's what I'm thinking about, doing jury selection in the afternoon on June 3rd.
I have a 2:20 Senate. That's why I didn't give them that date.
Okay,
Yeah, all right, but yes. So I'm available 5, 6, 7, and then the next week.
all right, let me ask you all this. You're saying that this trial is gonna take 2 days.
I believe so, Judge.
And I might use half a day.
All right, so what if we, because I don't want the jury waiting around, and then I know driving back, you never know.
Right.
So, and I don't want you rushing back.
Thank you.
And then attorney has accident, Judge Boyd's fault. So, what if, but everybody will need to be on time. What if we do jury selection Wednesday morning? And then we go straight into testimony after jury selection.
I love it.
So we
Yes,
pick a
Judge.
jury in the morning, start
On the 5th.
testimony in the afternoon. So that'll be on the 5th.
Yes,
Is everyone okay with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
We'll be ready to go.
yes.
All right, Norma, this is gonna be on June 5th. They're gonna do jury selection in the morning, so we can order to have the jury up here at 9 a.m. All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. Is there
Thank you,
anything
Judge.
else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Once you get the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
You know the one thing. I like, and these are those family files.
I'm sorry.
They're both family files.
Okay, and do you have any
I
objections?
know these are the outfits, that's just like, the one who's in our.
And then it's nice to be going to France.
I know, I was like, this is.
Maybe we should go and see.
We'll
You know,
go,
just
we'll
to be
we have to
assured.
check out where she's staying.
Yes. All right, who's here on Emily Casillas? 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 Oh, just have a seat. We're waiting for your attorney. Who's here on Jessica Marilla?
I am ready.
All right, are you ready to proceed?
Miss Lydia?
Right here in the middle.
Hello. All right, who's the prosecutor?
Right here, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2019 CR 4331W, State of Texas versus Jessica Marilla. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Adrian Pettis for the defendant.
And are you Miss Marilla?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jessica Marilla who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 4331W for the offense of bribery on May 1st, 2019 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Jessica Marilla. They didn't there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January through December of 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Sure.
State?
Your Honor, we'll go ahead and raise the other.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
Revocation, Your Honor.
Defense, what are you requesting?
We're requesting that you continue her with an extension, Your Honor, and I'd like to call her as a witness at the appropriate time.
All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can you lower your hand, state your name for the record?
Jessica Murillo.
All right, defense?
Jessica, I'm gonna ask you some questions. Make sure you answer everything truthfully and directly to the point.
Yes.
You did not report to probation in excess of 2 years, correct? What was going on?
I didn't have transportation.
Okay, when did you discover you didn't have transportation?
Um.
Early on?
Yes. at the beginning of the year.
Where were you
Alright,
live?
So let me stop you right there. Here's the thing. Court reporter has to take down everything that's being said. You're
Okay.
mumbling. I know she can't hear, or she's straining to hear. I can't hear you because my allergies are acting up today.
Okay, so.
So you need to keep your voice up so everybody can hear.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, talk quite loud to almost to where you think you're shouting.
Yes,
Were you
sir.
living here in San Antonio?
No,
Where were you living?
in Floresville?
Okay, and does the Via bus go out to Floresville?
No, it doesn't.
And were you reporting in San Antonio, or were you supposed to report in San Antonio?
Yes, sir.
Did you have contact with your probation officer?
No, I didn't.
Were you aware that you could have asked for your probation to be transferred to Floresville?
I wasn't.
Did you said you never had contact with your probation officer?
I did, I reported 2 times, I believe it was 2 times, and then I stopped.
And did you know how to reach your probation officer by telephone or email?
I did,
And did you contact him by telephone or email?
I did not.
Did you have anything going on in your life aside from lack of transportation?
I mean, I was not living at home,
Where were you living?
just on the streets.
You were homeless at the time?
Yes.
Okay. Living on the streets of Floresville?
Yes,
Yes?
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
With all due respect, Jessica, were you on drugs at the time?
At the time I was.
Okay. You're sober now?
I'm sober. I've been sober for 1.5 years.
Very good. You would like the judge to continue you on probation, even if it means you start in the 5 years all over again, is that right?
That's correct.
You understand, frankly, there's no excuse for not reporting, right?
No excuses. If I get this second chance, no excuses. I will even be outpatient.
Do you live in San Antonio now?
I live in Floresville.
You're
But
still
I
in
have
Florida?
transportation now.
You do?
Yes, I do.
And now you're also aware you could request a transfer to Wilton County, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. How long have you been in jail up to now?
Going on a month and on the 26th, I'll be up.
Okay. Do you think you've learned your lesson?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I can't do this.
You understand that in the event the judge continues you on probation, you're probably on your last chance. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that there might be conditions that you have to abide by that frankly aren't a whole lot of fun and might be a pain.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with whatever.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
This is your third motion to revoke, is that correct?
Excuse me?
This is your third motion to revoke your probation. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, no further question, John.
All right, so you've been here previously before for not reporting. So if you didn't understand the first time to call probation if you're having issues, most definitely when you were here before for failure to report, you would have understood that. You have not been on probation in this court. And let me explain why. The reason why I say that is because you have done nothing. What have you done on probation? What condition have you completed on probation? All right. And then the last time you were here before me, and it was me because this is my writing, I recognize it.
Yes.
It was a violation of condition number 5, which is not reporting. I denied the motion. And the prosecutor, it wasn't this prosecutor, but another prosecutor asked for 0 tolerance. And I told people, I really don't do 0 tolerance. You just need to do what you're being asked to do. But they said, no, judge, please, 0 tolerance. And I wrote down 0 tolerance. You were to do a UA by 11:30 a.m. on January 12th, 2021. There was to be weekly Zoom reporting until further notice, and they were going to patch you. And then you just disappeared. And we haven't seen you since. So there's no reason for me not to grant the motion. You don't want to do probation. You want to do your own thing. So I'm going to grant the motion to revoke. I'm going to sentence you to the 5 years in prison. I'm going to give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. And I'll order the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community doesn't increase the time that you're in custody, but hopefully it will help you with whatever drug issues you may have. I can't force them to place you in the therapeutic community, but you can ask them and they'll see that I've requested it. And so that will probably be your best bet to help you, because you obviously have a major drug problem, but I can't help people who don't want to be helped. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right, you have a limited right, thank you. You have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on probation. You understand? All right, we can go off the record. How many children do you have? One. All right. So here's the thing. The last time you use, maybe the last time you use, do not put your child or your family members in a situation where they have to identify the body of somebody who's in a field and they say, well, we think it's your mom. And then you know what will end up happening? They will have to identify your body and say, yes, that's our mom. Don't do that. When you get out of prison, if you can't find a place to help you with your drug problem or to stay on track, if I'm here, you can always come back to here and I will direct you to a place that is free. I will pick up the phone, personally call them so you can get there. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Yes. Just
All right. Yes. Who is here on Amelie Casillas? Nathan Bates, are we ready on Nathan Bates? Michael Reams. All right, if you come forward.
Have a seat. Have a seat, please.
All right, yes. On Michael Reams, this is an application. Court is calling 2024 CR 2755, State of Texas versus Michael Reams. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
James Hunt?
And are you Michael Reams?
Yes, I.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Reams, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Reams, did you review the document entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions?
yes,
Did you understand that and sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes, I did.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated, third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes,
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
yes,
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
yes,
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
yes,
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your
Mr. Reams, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
no,
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes,
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution to South Texas Traffic Alliance LLC at 19141 Stone Oak Parkway, San Antonio, Texas, 78258. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes,
Defense, is that the plea?
it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
None, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement? Oh, yeah, he needs to go. Just 1 second off the record. Who is he signing to?
Her.
Excuse me. All right, excuse me. Can you part the water, sir? No, don't do that sorry thing, because what you're coming at with me now, you're coming at with me now with that whole thing. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. No, stop. You know that you're not to be communicating while you're in the box. You know that. And guess what? Your husband, if he loved you, he would have been taking you to your appointments for probation and giving you a ride. So obviously, I guess he wants you to be faithful and he wants you to be in prison because he would have helped you with that, but he did not. So you need to start thinking about the people that you're associating with and whether or not that's a good person to be in your life to help you. Because it appears that he's an enabler because you're married. So he knows that you're using drugs and knows that you're not reporting. Now he wants to sign to you and tell you different things. You need to cut him loose. All right. We're back on the record. All right, did you review, you said that there were no pretrial motions filed, correct?
That's correct.
All right, outside the agreement, the state is asking for your probation to be a term of 10 years, that there be a TAP evaluation, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, 200 hours of community service restitution, 2-year driver's license suspension, and ignition interlock for half the term. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all its attachments.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may continue to confer. Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, what damage did he do to the stone oak,
I'm not certain.
state? What damage did he do to the stone oak area?
was a truck that was just parked, yard, and then
Okay, so is that truck is under the purview of South Texas Traffic Alliance?
that's what it says, the owner, on the accident report is listed as the owner is South Texas Alliance.
Okay, thank you. All right, the court is gonna find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We believe the charge is appropriate. I believe my client will take probation extremely seriously and will be able to complete it successfully.
All right, Mr. Reeves, how often are you drinking?
I haven't drank since.
Hmm?
I haven't drank since.
All right, so how often were you drinking around the time this happened?
Very rarely, maybe once a month. Maybe.
So you just chose this month to get intoxicated. Why?
To be honest, my wife went to she went out of town to visit her family, and I had a weekend off, 2 days off, surprisingly, and just tried to go out with a friend.
I'm sorry, what's that for?
I'm sorry.
What did you say?
Oh, and I decided to go out with a friend.
All right, are you employed?
I am.
What do you do?
I'm a manager at Walmart.
I'm sorry?
I'm a manager at Walmart.
What's your work schedule?
It varies. Most of the time I work 7 to 4 in the morning to 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sometimes I'll work, close the actual store from 3 to 12 a.m.
All right, and who brought you to court today, or did you drive yourself?
No, Uber.
Uber? All right, this is what the court is gonna do. Court is gonna sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. There's a $2,000 fine. That will be probated. There's to be restitution, if any, to South Texas Alliance LLC, located at 19141 Stone Oak Parkway, San Antonio, Texas 78258. There's going to be a 2-year license suspension, a referral to felony drug court, ignition interlock for half term. Do you have any children?
It's 4 children.
What are their ages?
6, 4, 3, and 1.
Do they live with you?
Yes.
All right. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. We're going to want a TAP evaluation. There's 10 days in the Bexar County Jail Council.
Your Honor, I would request the court hold those in abeyance.
All right, state. With regards to the 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, are you okay with the court in lieu of that, placing him on GPS for 30 days?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Any objection, I'm sorry, to him working while on GPS?
No.
All right. Then based upon the overcrowding at the jail, also based upon different type of medical issues at the jail, the court is going to sentence you to 30 days GPS. That will be partial for work only. DWI education course, Victim Impact Panel Live, There's to be proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Make sure they're testing for alcohol. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle unless it has ignition interlock on it. Do you understand? How many vehicles are at your home?
One right now.
All right. That vehicle must have ignition interlock on it. Do you understand?
Yes.
There is to be field visits 1 time per month until he's in treatment. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
I don't think so.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let probation know. If you're having an issue with your sobriety, let probation know. If you feel that they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. Do you understand?
Yes.
And then you had an accident. People never drink and intend to go out and kill people, but that is what can end up happening. So you tell me you have children. How would you feel if your wife were driving in a vehicle with your children and there's some guy, you, driving intoxicated and hit them? So you're one of those people who cannot drink at all. So do not drink. While you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol at all. That means if you're at, we have the 4th coming up. If you're at some event, you can't drink alcohol. If you're in your home, you can't drink alcohol. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
That's not how he was indicted. Let me see the form. Yeah, no, they didn't indict him as a computer. All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Jose Posadas Mata. And after this case, it's going to be Stephen Matthews.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, good morning. So where are we on this case?
So I've given them a new offer, and so she's asking for one setting to kind of go over that further with him and also to go more in depth with the DNA results, which they have received.
All right. And then I think the last time we were here, you said that you were to handle the immigration issue.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. So how old are you, sir?
57.
All right. So if we recall this back on June 17th, is that enough time for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I've got a vacation letter in for June 17th.
Okay, when is your
I return on
vacation?
the 30th.
All right, so we're gonna move this then till June 13th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Posadas Mata, June 13th is gonna be your plea deadline date. If you choose not to accept the state's offer and agreement is not worked out, then you will be put up for jury trial. And it will be a fairly quick turnaround for jury trial.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, is there anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You would be excused.
You too, have a good one. Thank you.
Approach for your signature, Your Honor.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Oh, you want to just hand it to them? and they'll
Oh,
give it
yes,
to me?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you, maybe excuse your own.
Yes.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Jennifer. Can you give that to her?
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you.
You're welcome. Matthew Stevens? I'm sorry, Stephen Matthews. I keep doing that. And then after this case, it's going to be Nathan Bates, if you all are ready. Or after this one,
Whenever y'all clear out.
yes. All right, so attorneys. The person before me, they think it's gonna help them because they have been accepted to Texas Tech University. I'm like, why are you not with the SEC? What's going on? Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's like worried. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm so
no.
gonna put in for SEC school. I don't know.
I thought about LSU, but it's out of state.
You shouldn't have even said anything about that. You should have just like, I'm not gonna say anything. All right, so how are we doing? So he wants the travel request, correct?
Okay, so there are a couple of issues, Judge.
I'm still to solve issues.
Mr. Matthews has been on probation a little bit over a year. During this time, there have been a few failure to submit positive diluted marijuana. And then there was last month a negative diluted marijuana. However, he was tested in court today and it tested positive for THC. There is 150 community service hours left for him to complete. However, he hasn't started those hours because he works full-time and he's been in college full-time. Right now, he's taking 12 credit hours each semester.
Oh, well, that's our required, at least 12 hours.
Yes, Judge. So he's completed his theft program. He didn't qualify for any mental health services. Everything else, he's completed. He's making payments, regular payments toward his fees. So the issues that we're having right now is the THC use, the community service hours, which Judge, I don't know if you want to consider giving him any type of credit for those hours.
Well,
And
I'll give
then-
him community service hours credit for school, which I always like for people to be improving themselves, either going, seeking a higher degree or either in some type of trade school. So I'll give him credit for that.
Okay, Judge, and as you can see, he does have a letter indicating he's going to be going to Lubbock in August, I believe, maybe, for school. Another issue that's come up was last week, he submitted a letter asking to go visit his grandfather in North Carolina because his grandfather is gravely ill at this time. That's what's going on.
All right, let's unpack your issues. First of all, with the marijuana use, I know young people and other people like, what's the big deal with marijuana? Believe it or not, I've never used marijuana in my life. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. And you know why I never did? Because people would say cigarettes are bad for you. And people would say, but you know, it's an acquired taste. And I would be, why would I require a taste for something that's bad? Right? People don't do that with broccoli. Oh, just continue to try broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and then you can acquire a taste for it. People are like, no, that's supposed to be healthy for you. And let me just tell you a little bit about my experience. I've known people, I'm not even going to mention names, who have come to me and sometimes, you know, they would walk there like, this is the perfect weather for sitting on the balcony, like in college, and smoking marijuana. There's something about the weather. They're like, when the weather is, you know, about 60 degrees, they say, this is a great time to smoke marijuana. It brings back great memories for them. Here's the problem. You're on probation. On probation, you're not allowed to use marijuana, period. On probation, guess what? You're not allowed to drink alcohol, period. You can't drink it in your house. You can't drink it on vacation, you're just not allowed to. These are the things that are required while you're on probation. These are not my rules. This is the law. If you want to talk and change the law where you can use marijuana while you're on probation, you need to talk to your legislature. If you want to change the law where you can drink alcohol while you're on probation, you need to call your legislature. That's not in my purview. My purview is just unfold your arms.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. My purview is just to follow the rules that have been set and follow the laws that have been set. Do you understand?
Yes.
So here's the thing. If you want to go to Texas Tech, guess what? You need to go there sober. And your school starts there when?
I move in, I'm supposed to move in August 16th.
All right, let me tell you something. You're not going to Texas Tech on August 16th unless you give me clean UAs. And from this point forward, your levels need to start going down. Because let me just tell you some of your consequences that you're looking at. If you come back before me with the dilute, we're not going to be having this conversation this way. You know how we're going to end up having this conversation? You're going to be brought over from jail with the people you see in the box. They will either put you in orange or red, hands off hips. They will either put you in orange or red or whatever classification you have. Either your parents or your relatives are going to bond you out. If they don't bond you out, we'll bring you over. Deputy Laura, Deputy Mahia will bring you over. Yes.
I desperately need to use the bathroom. I think I'm about to be myself.
Okay, he needs to use the restroom. He's getting a little nervous for us.
No,
Look,
it's not that.
Make it happen.
Okay.
Okay, does he need to go to the? All right, go to the hallway restroom, come back. Who's here on Emily Casillas? Are you all ready? Come forward.
See if I can get a.
Jason,
He's not indicted on.
Jason, I didn't think I was that hard where he needs to run to the restroom. What?
No, sir.
We'll give him that.
Oh, so he, okay. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 0251A, State of Texas versus Emily Christian Casillas. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Yeah, you want to go to the state of Texas?
And are you Ms. Casillas?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Emily Christine Casillas who's placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 0251A for the offense of possession of a controlled substance less than a gram
Yes, ma'am.
on April 7th, 2021 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Your Honor, violated condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Emily Christine Casillas did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of May and June 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Your Honor, the state waives all the violations.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 180 days in the state jail facility and up to $100 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, can you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Your Honor, both sides are going to go this report.
All right. State, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, the state's requesting 180 days of revocation.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, she hasn't gotten in trouble in a long time. I know that she also hasn't reported, but she hasn't gotten in any trouble during that time. She is employed, actually self-employed, renovating houses. She has a place to live when she's released from jail or the state jail. She has 77 days in jail on this case. We're asking the court to consider giving her judgment satisfied on 1244 7 days. She is not eligible to remain on probation because more than a year has elapsed since her probation expired.
All right, Ms. Casillas, is there anything you wish to say?
No.
All right, so the last time we were here, it was for failure to report.
Correct.
So we're back again for failure to report. I mean, you're not doing probation. Um, So I'm gonna grant the motion, revoke. I'm gonna sentence you to the 180 days in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served.
Your Honor, can I convince you to give her 1244 punishment on the 180 days?
State,
Again, Your Honor, that's what she signed on for whenever she agreed to probation. This is our second FTR, and it is the second one for not reporting.
all right. Then that will be denied. It's gonna be 180 days in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's $100 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal? Yes. And did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, this is not a plea bargain agreement. You do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegation in the motion, not the fact that you are on probation. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. I tried. That's all I can do. This is the second time that you're here for not reporting. That's the simplest of things to do. And I know I told you that if there were any issues with your life, any issues with probation, you can always come back to court and address it. You understand? So when you get out of the state jail facility, if there are issues in your life with drugs or anything else, you can always come back to this court if I'm here. You understand? All right, good luck to you, okay? Thank you, John.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. All right, Stephen Matthews. All right, so this is what's gonna end up happening. You are not going to Texas Tech unless you provide me with a valid negative UA. And I'm gonna put you on the UA hotline, and your levels had better start going down. If your levels are not going down, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
A lot of people come before me and they think they're young. They're trying to look at me like Puss in Boots from, Shrek, where everybody look in his eyes and then it's like, oh, but you're in an adult court, you understand?
Sure.
So your levels, if you want to go to Texas Tech, that's completely up to you. And you know why it's up to you? Because the way that you can go there is if your levels go down. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what friends you're hanging around with. I don't know. It seems like your day, you don't have enough to do, obviously, because you're using marijuana. That had better stop. And there better not be any more dilutes. And I'm sure probation has explained to you that when you drink a lot of water, you're diluting. And a lot of people drink a lot of water because they're thinking, oh, maybe the water will make it give me a negative. And all it does is just shows it's been diluted. You understand?
Yes, sir.
State, he wants to visit his grandfather. He says his grandfather is dying. Do y'all have any objections to that? I know Judge Her was here. And I think what she said, that she wanted verification of GPS or something.
No, she wanted documentation of of the situation that was going on with his grandfather.
All right, do we have documentation?
No, I do not.
All right, if you don't have documentation, it's not happening. All right, so you need to get documentation for that. So whether or not you visit your grandfather, you say you want to visit him, depends on you providing documentation. Whether or not you go to Texas Tech, depends on you having negative UAs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And if you don't do that, you know what's going to end up happening with regards to Texas Tech? You're going to end up going to the Bexar County Jail and a motion to revoke. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Is there any confusion on my instructions?
No, Your
All right,
Judge, for the documentation, if he provides that to his officer, do you require another supplemental report or can we go ahead and let him go?
no, he can go.
Okay, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have a seat, ma'am.
Yes, sure. All right, and Bashan, on him, it's gonna be the UA hotline
Yes, Judge.
and test for levels. Oh, you put the date on it and everything.
Judge, come on now.
All right, who's here on Bates?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Nathan Bates.
He's in the back. Yes.
And state on Nathan Bates, do you know about the outstanding co-ban?
Yeah, I made the request last time.
We have briefly discussed the reinstatement, but let me check on the discovery stuff. Your Honor.
Yes, Judge, I did file a motion to recall warrant reinstate bond. I did submit through e-file, but I don't believe it's been accepted yet, so.
And have you talked to the state about recalling it?
Yes, Your Honor, I have briefed them on the situation. And
And as of, Your Honor, the 30th of April, it was uploaded.
Okay.
The
all right,
outstanding
so the
discovery.
co-ban is there.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then with regards to his calling the warrant, a warrant was issued, I believe, because he didn't report.
that's correct, Your Honor. I believe he's assigned Angelica Sosa with pretrial.
Mhm.
And I tried to get a hold of her this morning. I was unavailable to reconfirm. He did come here of his own accord, ready to, answer to the charge that he's facing. He did not pick up any new offenses. He said that he had called and left voicemails to that effect. I don't know what he was saying, like identifying his SID or not, but he's been in good contact with me, and we did negotiate in good faith last court setting, Judge, and we're working towards a resolution on this matter.
All right, and is that Angelica Sosa?
Yes, Judge.
All right, any objection to me sending her email?
No. Yeah, he's applying for probation. Oh, I need to get the application. Yeah, sorry.
All right, what date are you all asking to come back on? Because was an offer tendered or no?
We did tender an offer, Your Honor, at the last one, but it was more of a tentative offer given the outstanding discovery. So whatever counsel wants, Your Honor, I'm happy to.
Can I see that? Yes, Your Honor, and I did provide the state information that he has been, as a condition of bond, seeing Center for Healthcare Services and regularly maintaining those appointments. So I think we're nearing a resolution in this matter, Judge, but I know that the jail's overcrowded as it is right now, and he hasn't reoffended, and I would respectfully ask if he could continue with the center, and while we work on his case, I think we'll be able to wrap it up. So we move on to the future.
Is he on PR bond or?
He's on a surety bond.
All right, so you'll need to reach out to the surety to see if they are okay with me reinstating the bond.
Okay.
Otherwise, he'll have to make another bond.
Okay.
So if you'll get in touch with them and see if they're okay with that.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll do, and I have some matters before the court as well, so is it right if I repost that issue when I come on those cases? Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and is he out here yet?
No, he's back here, Judge. I'm waiting for.
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll bring him out in a moment.
Great, appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you, Deputy Laura. Sure.
Can I have her move?
We need.
Yeah, in the blue.
All right, Stevie Stokes. Who's the attorney for Stevie Stokes? All righty. So where are we on this case?
We are at plea deadline and we have plea has been conveyed and it's being rejected. It's being rejected.
Okay. How long do y'all expect the jury trial to last?
Just a couple of days.
Okay. Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date on Stevie Stokes. And if they say a couple of days.
Yes.
I'm gonna be in Europe,
Well,
No.
what part?
Germany, in
Oh,
Austria and Switzerland.
so what are you doing then? Picking up clocks?
Beer steins, et cetera.
All right, so he's gonna be in Europe, but I don't think he wants to be here trying a case unless you want to do it by Zoom.
No, I like y'all, but I don't like
Kelly,
y'all.
let's not even joke about
Yeah.
it. When do you get back, Kelly?
I'm in August 12th, like the end of that week. So is it possible to get like an August 26th, if that's okay with the court? Oh, okay.
Number says no. Don't say so. I'm following rules.
I'll send you the impact on September 9th.
Okay.
And Judge, Mr. Stokes is in custody based on a PR that was submitted by pretrial that was signed by Judge Hurd.
Mhm.
Conferred with the state, he was past his curfew. He was attempting to give plasma and pretrial called him because he didn't have any money for the bus. And pretrial called him and said, you need to get home. So he walked home and was past his curfew. So in discussing this with the state this morning, it's up to you and your purview, but they're in agreement to get the bond reinstated, and we're asking the court to reinstate the bond.
All right, is this a commercial one?
I believe so, but there's a VR submitted by pretrial, and I think.
Well, no, if it's a commercial bond, and you want the bond reinstated, you'll need to call the bondsman and see if they.
Well, I think I don't think the bond was forfeited. I think the bond was. Can we check? Have it said it's 11/64/093.
They concluded, there was no affidavit showing, or even filed it. We need. Our instruction is that it's a commercial one.
All right, so call the bondsman, see if the bondsman wants to get back on the bond. If the bondsman wants to be back on your bond, then I will reinstate it.
Okay, and if they don't, will you grant them a PR bond?
No.
Okay.
All
How does it work with VRs when I request a hearing and then one isn't given? How does that work?
Well, actually, I just give you all hearings and call you in out of a courtesy, but I really don't have to have a hearing on it. So that's how it works.
Okay.
So I just do that, just so that we can see what's going on.
Okay.
All right,
Wonderful. Thank you.
sure, just let us know.
Can you have them sign that?
Frank Galvon,
Good evening, Your Honor.
probation, is this an application?
No.
All right, no application. Court is calling 2024 CR 4457, State of Texas versus Frank Galvon. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Allie Jackson.
Defense?
George Schaefer is present for the defendant, Your Honor.
Right, and are you Mr. Galvon? Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Galvon, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we have waived the repeater and we are proceeding on a lesser included of discharge of a firearm in a municipality.
Any objection?
Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Galvin, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of discharging of firearm in municipality, which is a Class A misdemeanor. Range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bear County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is currently competent and sane at the time of the alleged offense.
Mr. Galvin, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of discharging a firearm in a municipality. Punishment is to be assessed at 131 days in the Bear County Jail, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
It is, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal with your attorney? Did you
Yeah.
understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
State Office takes exhibit 1 with all attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
State, you may continue to confirm. Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorneys?
Yes,
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, the event that happened here was a fight between him and his brother. It was at his house. He fired into the ground, and apparently some neighbors thought it was something different, so they called the police.
All right. Anything you wish to say?
Mm.
Are you and your brother still
Oh, we're
getting
still
along?
buddies. We're still buddies. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court will find you guilty sentence you to 131 days in the Bear County Jail, give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, is there anything that anybody wishes to do with the weapon? State?
We would ask that it be forfeited, Your Honor. Yeah. It shouldn't be.
All right, and the weapon is to be forfeited.
Is it a good one?
All right, so the weapon will be forfeited. We can close the record. Here's the thing, I saw what the argument was about. This is what my mom always told me when I had my first job. She said, Stephanie, don't talk about money. Don't talk about how much money you're making. In your case, don't talk about how much money you're receiving from the military or SSI or any of that, because somebody's not gonna be happy. And of course, don't talk about religion. Don't talk about politics. When my mom was working, you know what she said? The only thing she talked about was weather and children. That's it. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Judge,
Yes.
I have a client who is on a deferred adjudication in the court.
Mhm.
I'd like to bring him in this afternoon and surrender him and try to get a bond set on his case.
Okay, if you're talking to Ms. Ferguson about that.
I'll let her know the guy's name in the case.
You're gonna try to walk into satellite?
Here's the problem.
No, she's got to set a bond first and then he's got to be booked.
But I will tell you, they're not doing any satellite walkthroughs. The only thing they'll do it for is direct case.
Right, and it's cash bonds and that's it.
Jose Cardoza. Jose Cardoza. Hello, counsel.
Morning,
It hasn't been done yet.
we're asking for a reset, Your Honor. So
All
my
right, so what's
client,
happening?
so my client would be able to apply to the pretrial development.
Okay. State, are you okay with the pretrial diversion application?
Yes, Judge, state right now.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a reset date on Cardoza for PTD.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right, June 20th. All right, make sure you follow through on everything, okay?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, thank you. Once you get the reset form and sign it, your excuse. Genevieve Castaneda. Genevieve Castaneda, is she here?
I've not heard from her. I've had no contact with them. Just I needed to.
All right, is she on a PR bond?
I don't know. I just know she's out on bond, Judge.
All right, Genevieve, could you look up and see if she's on a PR bond? 2023 CR 1428. Yes.
Commercial with AA Best.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 1428. State of Texas versus Genevieve Castaneda. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
Jerry Valdez, you're from Mr. Seneda.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It's now 11:17 a.m. Defense, have you seen your client?
No, Your Honor, I have not seen her and I've had no contact with her since the court, before the court setting.
All right, state, this is a commercial bond.
Judge, we're asking for a bond forfeiture.
All right, the court will grant the state's request for a bond forfeiture. The court will remand your client without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, thank you.
I'll try and contact the bond company, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, this is the bond forfeiture. All right, and could I see the officer? Oh, and you can come around this way.
She needs to come. No, she just responded to my text.
All right, are you there, Richard? Can you raise your hand? You solemnly swear in front of all those to correct. Any update on Nathan Bates?
Yes, Your Honor, we have a development, we got an offer from the state which you would like to accept, so we're dropping off the plea paperwork.
All right, thank you. All right, so that's complete. Any update on George Abaye? Attorney for George Abaye.
Shannon.
And where is Abaye? Come forward. All right, so my understanding, immigration letter, that's all done?
So I took a look at the immigration letter, Your Honor. We need to, there needs to be a little bit more detail in that immigration letter. I'm going to contact the immigration attorneys today. So to give Mr. Abaye a full understanding of his immigration situation.
All right, state, did you tender an offer? Well, he's still, I'm assuming, rejecting the plea?
At this point, yes, sir.
All right, so there's no more at this point. So what's
So-
gonna end up happening is, my understanding, your attorney is saying he wants a more detailed letter from immigration. This is gonna be the last reset for him to get a detailed letter from immigration. So, Ms. Ferguson, recall this back for June 11th. And then after that, if you decide not to accept the plea or you all don't come to an agreement, it's gonna be a quick turnaround for a jury trial.
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. So once you sign the reset form, your excuse.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. All right, Norma, on Gabrielle Amanza. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna reset this. And Norma, put this, Deputy Laura, can you let him know there's some, medical issues related to his attorney? And that we're gonna recall him. Norma, let's recall this for July 23rd. All right, and if your attorney is not able to make it on July 23rd, let him know. We may reschedule him. All right, if you'll step that way.
You did? Did you understand?
All right, everyone, I'm gonna take probably like 5 minutes, and then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the plea on Marcelo Flores. And after that, it will be Reynaldo Macias and Karen Marino. All right.
I'm gonna have to wait till my partner gets back. She should look at me. Just when she comes back. Okay.
I don't want to step in front of anybody that's been online. That is just a work friction. What's going on?
I guess we need to approach on that. Yeah, he's a.
All rise.
Everyone, please be seated.
Coach, very quickly,
Yes.
before you start.
Sure.
There's a violation. I just want to see if you're giving an opportunity. I just got it this morning to bring them in the morning to address it before you take any action. I don't mean to step in front of anybody. I know.
You need to see if you can hear them.
Yeah, I'll bring them in the morning.
If you want to talk to the prosecution and see if they're okay with that.
I talked to Jason. I understand.
Okay.
But I'll be in the morning.
Okay.
Let you talk to them then before we do.
All right, thank you. Okay, who is here on Marcelo Flores?
Present, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll come forward. And everyone, we're gonna be taking our break at noon. So any cases that are not taken care of, you're gonna have to come back in the afternoon. Court is calling 2024 CR 0443, State of Texas versus Marcelo Flores. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel, for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Renee Munoz on behalf of Marcelo Flores.
And are you Mr. Flores?
Yes.
All right, and probation, this is an application. Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, and I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Flores, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we're sitting on count 2 and waiting count 1.
Any objection?
No objection from the defense.
Mr. Flores, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand in count 2, you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you are giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, is your client applying for deferred adjudication or regular?
It would be for a regular community supervision, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
That's correct.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the document entitled? I'm sorry, that's okay. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorneys? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on count 2. Punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. The state is silent on your application. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 0444 and 2024 CR 0445. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State officer exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection from the defense.
Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. All right, I've been given a PSI date of July 9th, but really the only thing I need is a TAP evaluation and his criminal history. Probation, how long would it take to get a TAP evaluation in custody?
Your Honor, if I may, I did in advance of this court setting, reach out to PICU, and they did have a SUD clinician, substance use disorder clinician, meet with my client, Mr. Marcelo Flores. They deemed him eligible for services at Lifetime Recovery. And they just requested, if the court were to see fit to send him there, that we keep them informed of a release plan, Judge. So, in the essence of being more efficient, it seems like he has been seen, Judge, and I do have the email correspondence.
All right, then we'll still do the TAP evaluation, but it won't have to be maybe the 3 weeks in custody. If I decide to place him on probation, he'll be released to go to Lifetime Recovery, and probation to perhaps do that outside of custody.
Okay.
So then with regards to criminal history. Renee.
Yes, no problem. I like to have my ducks in a row as much as possible. Makes it easy for.
What's your criminal history?
Like,
Have you been to prison before?
yes,
For what?
authorized uses and, drugs.
Okay.
And the NCICT says you should be right behind that judge.
All right, thank you.
And just for the record, the state did hand over the defendant's case file that does include his criminal history in the NCICT CIC.
All right, thank
Correct,
you.
yes.
To the court reporter, were you able to pick up what Daniel said?
Sorry, I said it kind of low.
Here you are. Thank you, counsel. All right, if y'all prepare for sentencing, I'll do sentencing now.
Yes, Your Honor, we're able to. We greatly appreciate it. May I be heard on behalf of my client?
Yes.
Ever since I got my client's case, Your Honor, some red flags did go up for me. I did see that he was homeless, and he has some drug offenses that he's dealing with. I don't think that, they're independent of each other. I think that, they're related. He has been obviously to prison in the past before, but it seems like his prison stays did not have anything to do with violence, but more so were symptoms of his drug usage. So that prompted me to speak with him about his options. He's adamant that he wants the chance at drug treatment to break the cycle of his incarceration, to be hopefully a contributing member to society one day. He is understanding that if this honorable court does grant him probation and sees it fit to order to lifetime, you have to remain at that facility and abide by all program requirements and conditions, as well as work the aftercare program. And hopefully they can help set him up with housing as well, Your Honor, to get him back on the right track. It's my fear if he just becomes a product of the institutional division, he won't be getting the same amount of services and care that he could be with lifetime recovery. So we're requesting that this honorable court order that respectfully, to hopefully break this cycle of incarceration that has surrounded his life leading up to this point.
All right, do you have any family support?
Yes, ma'am.
Who?
I have, my kid's mom.
All right, how old are your children?
They're 18, 17, and 15.
All right,
And I have 2 grandkids.
all right. So state, I'm gonna grant his application for probation. Do either of you have a suggestion on length of term?
Judge, the state would at least ask for 6 years.
6 years, we'd be agreeable with that, Your Honor.
All right, the court is gonna find you guilty, sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. Taking into consideration 2024 CR 0444, 2024 CR 0445. I'm gonna want a referral to felony drug court. He's gonna remain in custody. And counsel, if you want to coordinate with felony drug court. felony drug court. If they accept him, they'll probably accept him and then send him to lifetime recovery. But I definitely want him to get to lifetime recovery.
Okay, Your Honor. And if the referral to felony drug court goes out and if they're at capacity or something of this sort, should I bring it to the court's attention or?
No, if they're at capacity, he'll still be going to lifetime recovery and they'll probably put him on a wait list.
Okay, great.
All right, so guilty, 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. I'm taking the cases into consideration that the court has previously stated. He's to remain in custody until he has a felony drug court evaluation and a transfer to lifetime recovery. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, the UA hotline until further notice. And counsel, usually I keep the UA hotline on until he's actually been in treatment for a while.
Yes, sir.
Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. So that means you're not allowed to babysit or do any of that. Do you understand? I'm going to want field visits. One time per month for 6 months. There's going to be 300 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes the parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's going to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Probation, is there anything else that's needed?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so off the record, here's the thing. Maybe you came in, maybe you thought you're going to end up going to prison, but you're not. So you need to remember where you are now and what you were thinking and what you've received. And this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let probation know. If you feel you're going to use, call the sponsor. If you're in felony drug court and you feel you're going to use, let them know. Don't get on this train where I used, I'm not going to report, because then it's just all done. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Reynaldo Macias. Probation, there's no application. Court is calling 2024 CR 1765, State of Texas versus Reynaldo Macias. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
Andrew Priest for the defense.
and are you Mr. Macias?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Macias, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility, and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is.
Mr. Macias, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I do.
According to the plea, state is asking that your punishment be assessed at 138 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, I do.
Defense, is that
Yes.
the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
All right, did you review the paragraph entitled waiver repeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I do.
And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, I do. Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, any evidence?
State offered states exhibit 1 and all attachments.
We have no objection.
Make me continue to confirm. Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You zoned out on me? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
I understand.
I'm sorry?
I do understand. I do understand.
All right, you're asking your attorney if you
No,
understand.
I do understand, Your Honor.
You do?
Yes.
All right, did you understand that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
I do understand.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we would just ask that you follow the plea bargain. We conferred at length with the state. We feel this is a fair offer under the circumstances. I believe it was the intentions of the parties for this judgment to be satisfied. I believe he has approximately 145 days, but he has over 138 days of credit
All
already.
right. Court will sentence you to 138 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. Court will show that the judgment is satisfied. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and
Yes,
sign
I
it?
did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
I do understand.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
56.
All right, you're gonna have to stop using drugs. Otherwise, you know what's gonna end up happening? Somebody may end up having to identify your body. I don't think you want that to be the end of your story, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so when you get out of jail, if you can't find a free place to help you with your addictions, you can always come back here, all right? All right, good luck to you. Karen Marino. Karen Marino? All right, that's coming back at.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, where's Karen Marino?
Karen is not here. This is an MTR where we did have an agreement for going into custody today. I spoke to her. He has always been earlier on going to court prior to today. I did speak to her this morning. She, I guess, has took medication last night for HIV, which caused her to oversleep. She'd like to come in tomorrow morning and go into custody at that time, which is the agreement we have with the state.
All right, this is a misdemeanor case?
Yes.
All right, so Norma, state, do you have no objection to this being recalled for tomorrow?
I didn't, yeah.
Okay, who did you talk to?
Oh, Daniel, but I didn't talk to him today, so.
Oh, this is on Karen Marino. She was supposed to be here today?
This was a misdemeanor DWI, which is the number days that we had agreed to last week to go into custody today. And she didn't, but she'll be here tomorrow morning.
No opposition.
Thank you. I apologize.
Okay, sure.
But we'll be here right at 9 a.m. to take care of it.
All right, sure. Norma, if you can recall this for May 21st, I'm sorry, May 22nd. No, not the 22nd. I'm so sorry. May 23rd.
Oh, so Thursday.
Yes.
Morning. Okay, not tomorrow.
Well, she's just coming to turn herself in. What is?
I mean, we have to do she has to plead through, obviously.
All right, we'll do it on Thursday then.
Thursday?
Yes. Okay. All right, so Norma, May 23rd.
Thursday morning. Okay. I'll be here by.
All right, thank you.
I'll be here by 10 that morning. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So Thursday. Okay.
All right, who's here on Jose Amador? All right, Jose Amador, come down. All right, who's the prosecutor? We have an endangering of a child involved, too.
Yeah, we have cases.
Okay.
Agasol being the bigger one.
All right, so we're just here for discovery.
Yes, Judge. We've gone through discovery, we're continuing to look through discovery. Reaching out to see if there's any co-band video or dash cam video from Bear County. We're not sure. I don't know if there is or not.
Right. To touch on that, Judge, it looks like, I mean, from the SB 111 form that they have to fill out now, it looks like there's only one dash cam from BCSO. There may be, I mean, and that's the main, I guess, agency that was in the pursuit, alleged pursuit of this individual in a vehicle. And then I just having problems with Bear Pick right now, but I do have one, but haven't been able to view it. I viewed one of them. There is also SAPD video on there that I've seen on Bear Pick that I don't really, it looks like Coban video, but there's only one SAPD vehicle involved in it, so it's a little messy of how they uploaded it. I'm actually gonna go back, and I think I mentioned this to another, maybe go back to Lauren Metzel. She's the one that uploaded everything, so she might know a little bit better and know exactly what to show me. So maybe over the lunch hour I can do that. If you want a small reset to do that, I'm fine with that, Judge. If you
What do you all want?
Need some more time just to make sure we have all the discovery.
So what I was gonna do, and if y'all want to do something different, let me know. I was gonna recall it back for that last week in June. And the state would be prepared to tender you an offer. And you all should have all your discovery by then and know that you have your discovery.
That's fine. Yeah, I do have a vacation letter in for that last week.
Are you going to Europe?
I wish I was.
You should tell people you're going to Europe, otherwise they'll keep calling you. All right, then, so are you all okay with June 18th? Norman's June 18th, okay? And it will be for discovery and for the state to make an offer.
I am okay with June 18th.
All right, so we're gonna come back on June 18th for discovery and offer due.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, so everyone, it is almost 12. So we're gonna have to come back in the afternoon. And the people who will be here for pleas are Pinelli, Brads, and Bustos.
I also have a couple of these, that'd be two, yeah.
Okay, sure. All right, so everyone will be back at, I'll say